Everybody, and welcome to Tuesday's maths lesson. Today our learning objective is to multiply 2-digit by a 1-digit number using formal written layout. So before we carry on with this, let's have a recap of some of our previous learning to do with multiplication. So I'd like you to have a go at reminding yourself of your multiplication tables. You can do that by going on Times Table Rockstars. If you can't log on, just send me a message and I'll send you your log on over. You can also go on the BBC Supermovers website. I've included the link here for you, but if you just type into Google BBC Supermovers, you'll find all your times tables there that we do in class, or even have a go on timestables.com. There's all the times tables on there and some timed challenges. So have a go at doing that for 10-15 minutes just to remind yourself of your multiplication tables. Pause the video and then you can come back to it. Let's have a reminder about multiplying by 10. So you will need a piece of paper and a pencil for this lesson. So I've got in front of us here, we've got a thousands, hundreds, tens and ones grid. So first of all, let's look at the number 4. And if we want to multiply 4 by 10, it needs to move across to go into the tens column to make 40. If we want to multiply 40 by 10, again, it moves across one more. So 40 multiplied by 10 is 400. Then if we're working with 400 and we want to multiply that by 10, again, it moves across one place. It makes it 10 times bigger on our place value grid to get to 4,000. On your piece of paper, just a really quick practice, we've got 26 times 10, 240 times 10, 54 by 10, 133 times 10, 4 times 10 and 789 times 10. So pause this video and have a go on your piece of paper and then I'll answer these questions for you. So pause it now. Let's have a look at the answers. So 26 times 10 is 260. 240 times 10 is 2,400. 54 times 10 is 540. 133 times 10 is 1,330. 4 times 10 is 40. And 789 times 10 is 7,890. You're timesing them by 10. You're making them 10 times bigger. So if you're thinking about that on the place value grid, they would move across to the left to make the number 10 times bigger. Today, we're going to be thinking about formal methods. So 24 times 3. So let's have a look at, first of all, how we record that. So I'm going to record that on my squared paper. So I would have 24 times 3, making sure that I'm lining up my tens and my ones. So my first job is going to be to look at the ones, just like when we were doing the column addition. We start with the ones because they're the smallest. So the ones, it's asking me to do 4 times 3 equals, so 3, 6, 9, 12. So the answer's 12. The next one is asking me to do 20 times 3. So let's just have a look and see what that appears. This 2 is the same as 20, so it's 20 times 3. So 20 times 3, we know that 2 times 3 is 6. So we know that 20 times 3 is 10 times bigger. It is 60. So my answer, I'm going to add those two together. So 2 add 0 is 2. 1 add 6 is 7. So I know that 24 times 3 is 72. Let's have another look at an example together. So 45 times 3. First of all, we're going to record that. So we've got 45 and I'm timesing it by 3, I'm making sure that my 1s are in the right column and my 10s are in the right column. So my very first job is to look at the 1s. So the first multiplication is 5 times 3. So I know that 5 times 3 is 15. My second one is going to be 40 times 3. Now I know that 4 times 3 equals 12. And so I know that 40 times 3 equals 120. Now I'm going to add those together. So 5 add 0 is 5. 1 add 2 is 3. And I'm not adding anything to 1. So the answer is 135. So 45 times 3 equals 135. Let's have a look at this question. Why don't you have a go on a piece of paper, and you can pause the video as we do each step together if you want to. So your very first job is to record again. So you're going to do 56 and we're timesing it by 5, making sure that you've got your 10s and your 1s in the right column. So then we're going to start with our 1s. So I know that I have got here 6 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So 6 times 5 is 30. And I've got that by looking here. And then my next job is to do 50 times 5. So if I know that 5 times 5 is 25, then I know that 50 times 5 is 250. So you can write that underneath. 0 add 0 is 0, 5 add 3 is 8, and 2 add nothing is 200. So I know that 56 times 5 is 280. Now have a go at these two questions independently, pause the video, and then we can check each one together afterwards. So we've got 62 times 3, and then we're going to have a look at 41 times 5. So pause the video, and then we will move on and have a look at those together. So let's have a look at the next one. So 62 times 3, if you go through and just tick off what you did and whether you did everything in the right order, and then if there was anything you forgot or you did in the wrong order, then we can have a look at that in the next one together. So we've got here 62 times 3 equals. So we've recorded it to start with, then we start with our 1s. So 2 times 3 is 6. Then I'm moving on to 60 times 3. So I know that 6 times 3 is 18. Let's double check. So 6 times 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So I know that 60 times 3 equals 180. Now I need to add those together. So I know that 6 add 0 is 6, 8 add nothing is 8, 1 add nothing is 1. So 62 times 3 equals 186. Did you get that right or did you get that wrong? One of the common misconceptions is here that we have nothing in these places, but you need to remember that that's because there would be a 0 there. Okay? Let's have a look at this one to see how you did. So I've recorded it, 41 times 5, making sure that my 10s and 1s are in the right column. So 1 times 5, that's the first part of it. So 1 times 5, I know is 5. The next part of this is 4 times 5, which is 20, but we know that that 4 means 40 because it's in that tens column, isn't it? So we know it's 40 times 5, which equals 200. So I need to add those together, and I know that 41 times 5 equals 205. How did you do? Did you get them right or did you get them wrong? Let's have a look. So here is your work today. Have a go at these questions, 1 to 12. Record them just like I have by doing, so on the first one, you would look and you would work out 4 times 4. So you know 4 times 4 is 16. And then it's 20 times 4. You know 2 times 4 is 8. Therefore, you know 20 times 4 is 80. And then you would add those two together to get the answer 96. Have a go through those questions, and then please you're going to take a picture and upload them onto Class Dojo. Now, if you're super duper confident, and only if you're super confident, please move forward when you've finished these and on to the challenge activity. So this is the challenge, like I said, if you are super confident. So we're looking at some missing numbers here. We can see we are missing a ones digit. What do we already know about this multiplication? We know that 9 times 8 is 72. So we know 90 times 8 is 720. The answer I've been given here is 720. So what number needs to go in the ones? Well, I don't need to add any more to the answer, so I know that it's a 0 in there. So your challenge, only if you're super confident, is to have a go at these. I've done this first one for you where we know it's a 0. So on this question, you're going to work out 7 times 2 is telling me that there are 14 ones. So I know 74, I know 14 of those. So I need to work out how you're going to make 60, an extra 60, using that 2. This is really tricky. So if you are confident, have a go. But if you're not a problem at all. Leave them alone, and we'll touch base with these later in the week. Good luck, everybody. And if you've got any questions at all, just drop me a dojo. Any problems, let me know, and I'll provide you with a little video. Hope it goes well for you, and I look forward to seeing your work. Take care, everybody.